Hello, everybody.
Hello.
How are you?
Me, I'm fine. How
What
are
have you
you?
been up? I'm good. What have you been up to, Phil, in the last few days?
Oh, I've been doing some reading,
Mm-hmm.
and I've been doing some Italian studying as well. I've been studying some Italian.
Very good.
Um,
What Italian have you been learning?
so I've been using a website called Rocket Italian,
Good.
and it's like an online course. And recently, I've learned how to rent a car.
Excellent.
I can't drive.
Well, if somebody needs to, rent a car and drive you somewhere, they can now, thanks to you.
Yeah. And what else? I've learned um, I've learned lots of new vocabulary really,
Oh, yeah?
and some new grammar. Yeah.
What
I
what
was.
grammar? What grammar have you learned in Italian?
Oh, you're testing me. What about? Um, I think it's so like some prepositions. I'm just looking through my book at the moment, and if things are um feminine or masculine, which is
Yes.
difficult for me to remember.
Yes, that's something that's very easy in English because it doesn't exist.
No.
So something is not masculine or feminine in English. Guys, people watching, say hello,
Say
write your
hello.
name, post a comment, tell us who you are, tell us how you are, and tell us what have you been up to
What have you been
recently?
up to?
Yeah. What have you been up to recently? Okay. This means what have you been doing? Yeah. Or what actions like reading or working have you been doing recently? Tell us, please. Present perfect continuous. Well, what have you been up to or what have you been doing recently? You can use
Yeah.
the present perfect continuous. Phil has been learning English. Sorry, Italian. He knows English. Um, Recently, he's been learning prepositions in
Yeah.
Italian. That's great. That's good. Very important prepositions and masculine and feminine in Italian.
Yeah.
He's been
Difficult to
learning
remember.
how to remember. Is there a rule, Phil, for if something is masculine or feminine
In
in
Italian,
Italian?
well,
Is there?
usually if it ends in O, it's masculine. If it ends in A, it's feminine.
It's
But
true, but there are so many
not always.
exceptions. Like eggs, the plural for eggs is uova. The singular is uovo. Um,
Oh yes.
Strange to explain that one.
Una mano. Yeah,
Yeah,
strange.
no rhyme or reason. Guys,
No,
please comment. Tell us
say
how you are.
hello.
Say hello.
Yeah,
Tell us what you've been doing recently. Today, we're going to be looking at passives. We're reviewing our past, present, and future passives in the context of inventions
yeah,
and talking about famous inventions. It's always useful to review your passives because I think at the level 8 to 10, past and present seem to be okay for most students, but there is often difficulty with advanced passives like future passives or even present continuous passive is one that
yeah.
I don't hear students using. Bradman, hello Bradman.
This is
What is your
this is
real
my
name?
friend. This is my friend in England,
Oh,
Bradley. Hi, Brad.
hi Brad. I hope you're ready to learn about your passives. I'm not sure whether you need it.
Well, Brad is a librarian
Ah,
at a school, so it would be helpful for him to review some English grammar, I think.
yeah. Well, it's good to be able to explain things in your own language, which wasn't able to do before I became a teacher.
Yeah, yeah. Because we
Awesome.
don't we don't learn English grammar very
No,
very much in schools. We have a lot of focus on literature, but not much on grammar.
that's right.
So.
Um, hi, Bradley. Um, Yes, it's true. I think the new generation now are learning much more grammar. Um, it's become part of the syllabus. But when we were growing up, it wasn't. It's a new development.
Yeah.
Great. Anyone who's a non-native speaker, could they say hello and tell us what have you been up to recently? What have you been doing recently?
Yeah.
Maybe you can tell us.
Yeah. Some people might say that they have been smart working.
Yes.
But
or they have been working remotely.
yeah, because we don't really say smart working in English, do we?
No, it's an
Smart,
Italian buzzword.
Yeah. So working remotely or working from home is what we usually say, and not smart working. I have to tell students this every day.
That's right. I just let them say it because I think that as an English speaker you can understand based on the context what it means.
Yeah.
But it's not a phrase that we use. There's so many Italian inventions, you see, that that Italians need to understand is not English. It's using English words for a new meaning.
Absolutely.
Good. Well, shall we make a start then?
Yeah.
Before we lose all of our viewers, let's begin. In your opinion,
how many do we have?
We have 3. We had 5. Now we have 3.
Okay. Right.
One of them's your mate Bradley, so we've got 2 technically,
and another one's Karen. So
another one's Karen. So there's possibly one person viewing us.
Excellent.
Well, to that one person who want to remain anonymous at the moment, but if you feel like saying hello, please do. Phil, would you like to read for us?
Famous inventions, in your opinion. Which invention is the most useful, the least useful, the most interesting, the craziest, the most important, and the most expensive? Okay.
Let's think about that then. We can use the pictures as inspiration, but let's maybe also think outside of the screen. Let's think of inventions that are the most useful, inventions that have been invented that are the most useful.
Yeah.
What do we think? Phil, what do you think is the most useful invention that has ever been invented?
Well, I would say perhaps the car is the most useful invention. It helps us to get around day after day. A lot of people, especially in the UK and America, outside, well, in any country outside the city, really depend on their car every day.
It's true.
So,
do you think it's more useful than the train that was invented before?
That's a good question. I think cars are more used than trains. They get used more. But yeah, maybe to go from to go long distances, to go across the country, maybe trains are more useful. What do you think is one of the most useful inventions that has been made?
Yeah, tell us, guys. Do you agree? Do you think the car or the train is the most useful invention?
Yeah.
What about the least useful?
Something
that's been invented that is not useful at all. In fact, it is counterproductive.
I think maybe I will say it's difficult, but social media is maybe one of the least useful inventions. You don't have any form of social media, do you, David?
No, I don't. I don't even have WhatsApp because I have a BlackBerry from 2013, which they took WhatsApp off of it a couple of years ago, 2017, I think. So no, when this breaks, I might get the new BlackBerry, which does have it. But no, I don't. I don't have any.
Yeah, I think a lot of time has been wasted spending on Facebook and Instagram. It is a nice way to stay in touch with people, like during the quarantine, I've recently contacted friends from home and friends from university. But yeah, I think it's one of the most counterproductive.
It can be quite an anonymous way, can't it, of keeping in contact with people. I suppose you can use Facebook Messenger, but you can also use iMessage or maybe another SMS, other form of messaging if you have WhatsApp as well. Technically, WhatsApp isn't social media, is it really? You know, I mean, I would define social media as publishing things online, and WhatsApp isn't really that. So,
like Twitter or Instagram.
Yeah. Absolutely. I think I agree with that. I think it's also changed people's behavior in a negative way. So I don't think it's useful for people really, unless you're a model. Okay, the most interesting.
We still haven't had any other Italian, French, or Spanish students commenting.
No, we haven't. Or German, or Austrian, or Swedish. I suppose they don't really need to learn English as much in Sweden. Well, tell us, guys, what's the most interesting invention?
Yeah. Also, Brad, you can join in if you like.
Yeah, Brad.
Have another native speaker in here.
Another opinion would be great. Yeah. Well, most interesting, not the same as most useful. Something that you find an interesting invention, something that makes you think. Well, any ideas, guys? The craziest invention, crazy invention, something that's just crazy.
I saw something that went around Facebook a few years ago. It was a plastic tongue that you put in your mouth so that you can groom your cat. You can clean your cat with this plastic tongue in your mouth, like licking your cat's fur.
I would call that the most ridiculous invention.
I thought that was crazy. Yeah,
absolutely. Okay, most important. Again, different to useful. Important is like something significant, not necessarily useful.
Or smartphone, surely, is one of the most important. It's how I'm speaking to you now, David.
Yes, well, yeah, absolutely. It has become, in modern society, the most important device to own, more important than a computer even, or a TV. Of course, not a TV. Not many people have them anymore. And the most expensive invention, wow. Surely that has to be a space rocket.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
Brad has given us some rapid fire ideas there. Most useful train, he agrees with that one. Least useful social media, yes, in agreement with us there. Craziest banana guard. Can you elaborate, Bradley?
I think maybe it's because I had a banana. I think maybe Bradley remembers that I used a banana guard at school. I had one.
Is that when you don't eat all of your banana, so you put it in a casing to guard your banana for when you want to eat it at a later date?
Yeah, it's just a plastic case for your banana.
Oh right, so it's to stop it from bruising.
Yeah.
Well, that's brilliant. I mean, I think that's it's pretty. Again, I would go towards ridiculous and crazy. Well, no, I mean it has a function. You know, some people hate bruised bananas. I personally hate bananas, so I
really,
not a fan. Not a fan.
I love bananas.
I think I might like one if I was in Puerto Rico and I pulled it off the tree. But I find them a bit boring. It's almost like eating baby food.
Bit bland.
Yeah, bland. Important phones or cameras again. Brady said that. Phil had one at school. It protects them. Yes, yeah. But why? Good point. Unless you've got lots of books in there bashing around. Sandwich can't attack a banana. Wow. I mean, banana sandwich is that's a good combination. I remember again as a child eating those. I just associate them with childhood, baby food. I don't really ever yearn for a banana these days.
Right.
Let's
move on.
Yeah. Number one, how have these inventions changed since they were originally produced? Okay, so we've got telescope, the phone, we've got a camera, an SLR camera there, we've got TV, and so on. What changes have been made? Okay, present perfect passive. What changes have been made to update each of these products? And 3, are they still useful, or have they become completely obsolete? Please write your answers as full sentences, guys. How have these inventions changed since they were originally produced? Well, the phone. Let's maybe think about the phone. How has the phone changed? What changes have been made to update them? Okay, that would be a passive for 2. Guys, tell us, please. Message, please.
You could talk about the television, for example, or the airplane, or.
Did you ever have a black and white TV in your house, Phil?
I didn't have a black and white TV, but my uncles, my uncle and aunt had one in their house. I remember, but we had a TV that had wheels. Like you could roll it in, like in the classroom.
The wheels were attached to the TV.
It was sort of on a case that had wheels on it.
Oh yeah.
I think that was the first one I remember. And then we also had a TV that was, I think it was thicker than it was wide. They were very very dense. So I think they
were so heavy. I remember our TV at home was unbelievably heavy. We had a black and white TV that we used to take in the caravan. That when I was 13, I was allowed to have in my room, and you literally had to tune in to the channels on there was a little dial there and a little area at the top. And goodness me, I some of my fondest memories of watching late night TV were on that black and white TV. Late night Channel 4, watching Bruce Lee films for the first time, or goodness me, it was a life changer, that black and white TV. I watched Taxi Driver for the first time on that black and white TV. I think probably even more. Well, no, probably not even more, but certainly suited the film. So lots of changes.
Yeah, definitely Taxi Driver.
The color, color has been invented, or had been invented. Well, by the time we were both born, because in the 1960s and 70s, TV was in black and white. Okay.
Do you remember the different types of mobile phones that we've had as well?
Absolutely. What was your first mobile phone, and what did it look like?
I think it was a Nokia, and my first phone I had when I was 13, so it did have color on it. I remember a lot of my friends having flip phones, and the ones
Motorola
that
Wings
slide. Yeah. But my brother had a phone that was black and white, I remember, and he was very excited to have one with color on it.
Well, obviously Snake as well. I mean, having a phone that had a game like Snake for the first time, everyone will remember. My first was an Ericsson, and it was literally a brick, and the aerial was at least as thick as my little finger. And I got it for free for collecting Coca-Cola ring pulls. You had to collect about 150 or something, maybe not that much, but many, to get this free. I think it was maybe highly discounted, like £15, and then you would have this Ericsson brick. That was my first one. Again, that didn't have any games on it either. Just texting and phone calls.
Yeah. So they've changed a lot now. They will have cameras. The camcorder is obsolete. The video recorder.
VHS,
I suppose is obsolete.
Yeah, VHS.
DVD players pretty much obsolete.
Hey, they're not obsolete. I've got a DVD player. and I still buy DVDs. I mean,
Do
there's
you?
so many. Yeah, there are so many. There are so many films you can't stream. I mean,
Do
loads.
you do you buy
Like,
DVDs, Brad? Do you, like people
yeah,
that are listening? Do you still buy
anybody
DVDs?
watching think that DVDs are obsolete now? I personally think not, because there are so many films from the classic era of cinema that you cannot get on streaming. I think TCM tried to open a streaming service, but it closed down. Not enough people, or not enough demand for it.
So they are still used DVDs, but
they are becoming obsolete. Yeah.
Records, though, they were those vinyls. They were obsolete for a while, and then, well, not really.
I would
They were
argue they've
something to
never
collect.
been obsolete, because they've always been used by DJs. Tapes are interesting.
Cassette tapes.
Some people still release their music on tapes. Again, it goes in and out of fashion.
Did you have a Walkman when you were younger?
Certainly did. Yeah. I also had a C. What was it? A Discman. I had a Sony Discman. I remember trying to fit it in my pocket going to school, and it often would skip as I was walking. Brad has told us he's moved on to Blu-rays. He also uses Netflix. Yeah. Again, though, Bradley, Blu-ray doesn't have all. I mean, it depends how much you like classic Hollywood cinema, I suppose. But I think the range of normal DVDs is too big. It can be frustrating when you need multiple subscriptions to watch different programs. Absolutely. Now, again, you need your Amazon Prime, you need your Netflix, you need
Disney Plus now.
Disney Plus. Goodness me! If you had that on top of Sky, I mean, and if you like football and sport, you'd be paying what, 100 euros a month? Don't know.
It's a lot.
It is. Shall we move on?
Let's move on.
In an absence of interaction from any people who really need to learn English, let's have a look now. Invention vocabulary. Match the words to correct definitions. We've got a patent, to flop.
One of my favorite words.
Can also be a noun, a flop.
Yeah.
To take off, to come up with an idea. Obsolete, word we've just been talking about. And feasible. Please match the words. Write your answers in the comment box. If you are watching, please message in. Okay. Yep. Well, patent.
And yes. And shall we read the definitions as well? So capable of doing. To achieve popular success, to completely fail, useless or outdated, to think of, an exclusive legal right to manufacture, use, or sell an invention. Tell us in the comments.
Please. An actual student, please comment.
Yeah. For example, we'll talk about a patent, shall we?
Yeah.
A patent is, what is it?
What is it?
Nobody's telling us in the comments. Maybe Brad will tell us, or Karen. A patent is an exclusive legal right to manufacture, use, or sell an invention, not to be confused with patente.
Yes, which is driving license, isn't it?
Yeah, a license. So
false friend, guys.
Yeah.
To flop. So think about this. Someone dives off a diving board, and instead of diving properly into the water, they go like this. Okay. This is called a belly flop. Okay. It hurts a lot. Have you ever belly flopped before, Phil?
Oh, sure. Yeah. I can't dive.
Is it a successful or an unsuccessful dive?
It is very unsuccessful.
This will be your clue.
Yeah, a lot of big movies flop. They spend a lot of money.
Cats the musical?
Oh yeah,
was nominated for quite many a Razzie this year. It's supposed to be absolutely god awful. I haven't seen it.
I would like to see it.
Yes, because you're a big musical fan. I know.
Yeah, but I think I would like to see it just to see how terrible it is. Brad, have you seen Oh, we got Alicia. Hello, Alicia.
Alicia, hi. Well done to completely fail. Brilliant, Alicia.
Yeah. Continue, Alicia. Do you know any movies that have flopped, Alicia, or any inventions? There was also New Coke. There's a famous flop back in the
Was
day.
that New Coke?
Yeah. It was an advertising campaign for Coca-Cola. New Coke, and it was basically the same formula, I think. So it didn't work. It completely failed. It flopped.
It flopped.
It was a flop as well.
It was a flop. Yeah, it was a flop. It flopped. Hello, Alicia. Yes, the new Lion King. Oh, that's interesting. Was that a flop?
No, it was.
I think it was a hit, Alicia, because I think it did make quite a lot of money at the box office.
Yeah,
I remember
billions.
Yeah,
lots and lots of money.
Yeah,
it's a shame because it's a terrible movie.
Another one is Rambo's Last Blood, which Sylvester Stallone made last year. Thought, First Blood, Last Blood, closed the series. Didn't work out. I like the first one. I didn't like second or third. I think Last Blood probably worth avoiding. Guys, take off. What do we think? To take off.
Well, take off your jacket can be.
Oh, or is it? Let's think about a plane, an aeroplane, as it takes off into the sky.
Okay.
Yeah. Let's apply it to inventions. What could it mean? Alicia, tell us. What do you think it could mean? To take off. If something takes off, what happens to it?
Yep.
To achieve popular success, Alicia, you are on point today. Well done.
Yeah.
What about the next one?
The iPhone really took off in 2000. Was it 2008, 2007?
I think it was 8. Yeah. Definitely. Massive success. To come up with an idea, what could that be? Alicia, tell us, what do you think? To come up with something.
Yeah. Okay. We need to come up with a new idea. We need to come up with a new invention.
Yes.
It is.
Time is pressing, so let's have a look then. It's to think of, to come up with an idea. It's a bit like invent, to invent maybe a solution to a problem, or to come up with. Okay, obsolete then. Obsolete, as we said before, useless or outdated. Feasible, capable of doing. Yeah. If something is feasible, it is doable. You can do it. Yeah.
Doable. Yeah.
Opposite would be then unthinkable. Pan also says to think of. Oh, I'm not sure what's. Maybe that was one of the previous. There's a bit of a delay, isn't there? Okay, Pan, thank you for contacting us anyway. Please contribute as much as possible. Right, guys, what we're going to do now is we're going to be looking and reading through an active form of the story of a famous invention, and I want us to try to put it in the passive if we can. Me and Phil will help you. We'll read it in the active elements in the active first, and then we'll try together to put it into the passive. So I'm going just to add this onto our stream. Okay, hopefully we can see this. Okay, maybe we can start with Google's driverless car. That might be an interesting one to look at first. I will increase the size of this.
Yes.
Yeah.
As much as possible, I think.
You can read it a bit better.
There we go.
Maybe once more we can fit in. How about that?
All right.
There we go. Phil, would you like to read the active forms? Maybe one more increase. Oh.
Yeah, I think that's okay.
Okay.
All right. So Google's driverless car. So if you can put these sentences into the passive, please do it while we read. Currently, Google is leading a new project for driverless cars. I don't see the entire text now, David. They are developing. They're developing a new technology that will. That's it. I don't see any more. You need to zoom out a bit, I think.
I think it's okay now.
I only see that will.
I think that's because of your aspect ratio. Okay, I think
maybe you read then.
Yeah, I think on the screen you can see. So currently Google is leading a new project for driverless cars. Okay, Google is the doer of the action. Google is leading the project. They are developing a new technology that will eventually allow people to operate robotic cars. In 2011, the US government passed a law permitting the operation of autonomous cars in Nevada. In 2012, the US government issued the first license to a Toyota Prius equipped with driverless technology. In March 2012, Google posted a YouTube video showing a successful driverless car demonstration. And in August 2012, Google announced that they had completed over 300,000 autonomous driving miles. Even though the driverless car technology is advancing quickly, many predict that Google won't sell the first driverless car to the public for several more years. Alicia has already gone for it. A new project for driverless cars is being led by Google. Alicia, that is incredible. Well done. Brilliant.
Good.
Please, Pan, you're also watching. Is it Pan or Pam? Please,
Pam, I think.
Pam. Well, it says Pan.
Oh, sorry. Yes.
Yeah. Please message in, guys. Let's have a look. Next one is they are developing a new technology that will eventually allow people to operate robotic cars. Let's make this into the passive. First thing is, let's identify the verb tense. They are developing. Okay. What's similar to is leading? What tense is it, guys?
It seems to me like the present continuous tense.
That's right. So we need a present continuous passive, just like Alicia's example there. Yeah. Is being led. Yeah. She's written a new technology that will eventually allow people to operate robotic cars is being developed. Alicia, you're on fire. That's brilliant. That's absolutely brilliant.
I would maybe change the order of that sentence, though. Maybe a new technology is being developed that will eventually allow people to operate robotic cars. I think maybe that word sentence structure maybe would be a little bit clearer. But that's a good answer anyway.
But I think it does depend on your emphasis. Guys, remember in English, whatever comes at the beginning of the sentence is what you're emphasizing. So in that one, it would be a new technology that will eventually allow people to operate robotic cars. You're emphasizing the new technology. Could be, could come on from a, someone's comment about that. But yeah, no, I think, either way would be fine. Let's look at the next one. In 2011, the US government passed a law permitting the operation of autonomous cars in Nevada. Let's focus in on that word, underlined, passed. Okay, what form of the verb is that? Guys, have a think and let that inform your construction of the passive. Remember, in the passive, guys, we need to identify in the active sentence the object of the sentence. US government is the subject, passed a law, law is the object. We need to make law, the subject. Okay, let's see if we can have a go. Other people watching, please have a go. Try and make a passive sentence with that.
Yeah.
Maybe we can give just a few seconds, Phil, maybe for people to write in. There seems to be a little bit of a delay, as always.
So, yeah, as long as they always need to remember when they use the passive structure that the only thing that changes is the word to be. So it's always subject to be and then past participle, but it can have a modal, so like will be, or it's a past tense of to be, so was, or the future will be. Present perfect has been.
Yeah, has to have be in it, or it's not a passive.
Yeah.
Alicia has, again, she's on rapid fire today. In 2011, excellent, a law permitting the operation of autonomous cars in Nevada was passed by the US government. Lovely.
Okay.
So it's a very long, we've got a very long subject, haven't we? A law permitting the operation of autonomous cars in Nevada was passed by the US government. Okay.
Yeah.
Alicia has a question. Canis, what does issued mean? Phil, could you tell us?
Yeah, sure. Thanks, David. So what's the phrase? I can't see it.
So sorry.
The government issued the first license.
The next one. She's one step ahead. You see.
Produced? Don't know. Not sure.
To issue.
Yeah.
To issue in this case is a bit like to officially publish, to officially declare, because they're issuing the license, so they're giving like official permission through a document, in this case the license. Why? Because driverless technology is a bit dangerous, isn't it? You know, imagine if this car is driving people and it goes off the road. Who's responsible? It's a risk, isn't it? So they needed to wait for the license to be officially issued by the government to be able to do it, which is 2012, 8 years ago. Goodness me. For 8 years, there's been autonomous cars driving around in America.
Yeah.
Scary thought.
Thinking about that, yeah.
We're so much further behind, aren't we, in Europe with these things?
Maybe we could also talk about why the passive structure is used as well, because in the passive structure,
guys, this isn't just grammar gymnastics for fun. This actually has a purpose.
Yeah, the passive form is used a lot in English. We use it a lot more than in Italian. I'm not sure about French or Spanish, but Italians don't use it as much. We use it primarily because the receiver of the action is more important than the person that made it. For example, the Colosseum was built in the Roman times. The important part is the Colosseum. Or Hey Jude was written by the Beatles. The important part is Hey Jude. Sometimes also it's because we don't know who did the action. Like, my bag has been stolen. We don't say they have stolen my bag, because they implies that it's a specific person or a specific,
Yeah, or thieves stole my bag. Well, obviously it's thieves.
Obviously it's thieves. Yeah. So my bag has been stolen is more correct, because we don't know who.
And the thing you're worried about is your bag. So it becomes at the beginning of the sentence. That's a clear rule in English, guys, that at the beginning of the sentence. Yeah. I mean, also, maybe if you want to be polite and you don't want to accuse anybody of anything, let's say you live with 3 people, you go to the fridge and all the milk has been drunk. Instead of saying, Brad stole my milk, you could say, all the milk has been drunk. I don't know who it was, but if that person could buy the next bottle of milk, that would be great. So again, with politeness, not accusing anybody. We often do it. Again, it's a formal form. We use it a lot in formal writing.
Yeah. Oh yes. If you write for university, then you will use the passive form a lot as well.
Yes. Whilst we've been yabbing on, Phil, Brad has very kindly answered Alicia's question about whether it means publish. Bradley's responded, published by a place of authority. Yes, we said like the US government in this case. She's got another answer for us then. In 2012, the first license to a Toyota Prius equipped with driverless technology was issued by the US government. Perfect. Well done. Excellent. Brad's come up with another example. My visa was issued by the Italian embassy, for example.
Very good. Okay, yeah.
Excellent.
I don't think I've ever given the definition for that word. So thank you, Alicia. You keep us on our toes.
Well, I mean, don't forget, yeah, again, Bradley says place of authority, this could be also a publishing house, things being published, a flyer or a magazine was issued by, the new, I don't know, the new Kim Kardashian autobiography was issued by Random House. No, I doubt whether they would publish that.
Okay.
Yeah, next one. So
I think we're good. We're good with the driverless car. Do you want to look at a different invention?
Yes. Yeah, we've got just enough time. Yeah. Let's look at something else. Let's see what else we have. We have the crisp. I think the crisp is more interesting. More interesting inventions, I think. What about blue jeans? Blue jeans are a really interesting invention. I hear the word for jeans comes from Geneva, because in Geneva they invented the textile mixing canvas with cotton. That was what I heard, and it came from the French word for Geneva, and it was kind of adopted from that. But Levi Strauss invented the first pair of blue jeans in 1873, along with Jacob Davis. So they invented the jeans, not the material. Yeah. Guys, again, same thing. Please, let's make some passives and write them in. Is anyone else watching? Please say, well, you don't need to say hello now, but if you can, please do though. Write your passives. Have a read of that text. See if you can make some passives for us about the invention of blue jeans. A bit easier this time, I think.
I think so. Patented. What does that mean? Okay, the trademark office patented the first pair of blue. Do you remember what patented means from the beginning of the lesson?
A patent. To patent, this invention is patented. Patented. Pan, if you're still watching, please write in. Anyone else watching, please have a go. Don't be worried about making a mistake. This is what learning English is all about, guys. You need to just go for it. I make lots of mistakes in Italian, Phil. I don't know about you.
Yeah. Sometimes I want to use the passive as well when it's not necessary to do so.
Yeah, well, it's complicated because in Italian you make the present perfect with be as well. So it's more confusing. In English, it's much clearer. Auxiliary be, past participle, always passive. In Italian and present perfect, have or has, plus past participle, it's always present perfect. It's a bit more difficult in Italian. I think it's difficult to remember because some people say it's like verbs of movement that you use the be verb instead of have in Italian to form the present perfect. But that rule doesn't always work, so it's quite hard. You just have to learn them individually.
All right, should we go through a couple of examples, and if anybody has said it, then well done. I can't read the entire text, so maybe you lead this one.
Okay, sure. So Jacob Davis and Levi Strauss invented the first pair of blue jeans. Well, as we said, we need to take the object of this sentence. This comes after the verb invented. So the first pair of blue jeans. And then we have the verb invented. This means it's the past. So we need to form that past with the auxiliary verb, which is be. So the first pair of blue jeans was Yeah, third
Yeah,
person
yes.
singular. The first pair was, and then past participle of the main verb. Invented is invented. Invented by
David
Jacob
and
David
Strauss. Yeah.
in 1873. Okay. Any others? Anyone else want to have a go at the next one? Let's read this again. After California miners complained that their work trousers weren't comfortable or durable, Davis and Strauss designed and created blue jeans out of a sturdy canvas material and a comfortable cotton fabric. Alicia asks us a very worthwhile question. What does sturdy mean? Is it like strong, Phil?
Yes, it is like strong, like a sturdy table. It stands well. It's durable. It's yeah,
Yeah,
strong.
I think the word durable is a good synonym. Yeah,
Yeah.
durable, strong. Yeah. Well done, Alicia. You also, I mean, you messaged in just at the time that I wrote it. Well done, perfect. Hopefully she's. But the next one it's quite a long one, isn't it? Because you've got after California miners complained that their work trousers weren't comfortable or durable. That can stay the same. You could just put ... and then begin after that.
Yeah. The third one's interesting. If we jump to the third one,
yes.
it says before people use the name blue jeans. So when we use the passive, do we always need to say who made the object? So do we need to say before the name blue jeans was used by people?
No, we don't. We certainly do not.
So we can just say before the name blue jeans was used, comma, and then continue. So we don't need to say who it was by at that point.
Alicia has written in blue jeans was nearly, again, interesting here. You can say the first pair of blue jeans was, if you just say blue jeans is plural, so that would be were designed and created out of a sturdy canvas material and a comfortable cotton fabric. Brilliant. Well done, Alicia.
Very good. Okay.
Have we got just enough time for Alicia? If you can maybe have a go at the third one. It's a very short one. We've got because the reason why is because we've got a new tense there.
Yeah, that's right.
Before people used the name blue jeans, they had called the pair of pants waist overalls.
Yeah, the name waist overalls didn't really catch on.
No, a bit long. Sounds a bit too connected to work. Sounds like uniform. We don't want to be wearing uniform, do we? In our free time.
I'm wearing blue jeans today.
I haven't worn blue jeans for many years. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe I've got too formal these days. I should buy a pair. Alicia, so before the name blue jeans was used, a pair of pants had been called. The pair of pants had been called waist overalls. Splendid,
really good.
Excellent.
Well done, Alicia. Our star student today.
Absolutely, she gets the she gets all of the brownie points today.
Yeah.
Excellent. Well done, Alicia. Absolute star. Shall we review a little bit, Phil, what we've looked at?
Sure. Maybe let's think about the vocabulary we've used today. David, could you tell me the word that means something that is no longer used?
Absolutely. I'll write it in here. Well, it begins with O, doesn't it, guys?
Yeah.
Anyone write in very quickly?
There you go.
Obsolete.
Yeah, well done.
Obsolete.
Well done if you got it. And how about when something
Yes, Alicia
becomes...
got it. She got it. Amazing.
Well done, Alicia. How about when something becomes really successful really quickly?
Like the first iPhone, like the iPhone 1.
Yeah, in 2008.
What's the phrasal verb?
Yeah.
In fact, it's older than the computer I'm using. I'm using a MacBook from 2007, which is why it took me so long to log on today. Yes, it's quite a heavy old beast. To take off, Alicia, brilliant. Well done.
Well done.
Excellent.
Okay, what else?
What about the last one then, which was a word that means that it's capable. You're capable of doing something. You're able to do something.
Doable, right?
Yeah, something doable begins with an F.
Hey,
Alicia, brilliant, feasible, and all the right spellings, Alicia. Absolute star, absolute star.
Great.
Perfect. Well done. Good. Well, guys, you've done really well today, and well, Alicia particularly. Absolute star. As Phil said earlier, do remember, guys, it's a really commonly used form. Please keep trying to include them in your speech as much as you can, because sometimes we really do want to just give emphasis to the object because it's more important than the doer. Okay.
Yeah.
It's not just when we don't know who the doer is. We just want to emphasize, for example, Hey Jude. Yeah, Hey Jude was written by the Beatles. All right. Well, we're done, guys. It's been a pleasure. Have a great weekend, whatever you do.
Thank you, David.
No, and thank you, Phil, as well. Guys, have a great one. Have a great one. See you next time. Stay tuned.
Bye.
Bye.